And thanks for joining us today. We're grateful to have Robin Merrill, Managing Attorney at Pisgah Legal Services, and Phillip Hardin, Director of Economic Services with Buncombe County Department of Health and Human Services, to talk about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. We are wanting to make sure that everyone in our community knows about this and how to spread the word so that people who need assistance through this important and historic program can get that. I want to say thank you to the organizations that have helped make this possible. Children First Communities and Schools, my organization, I'm Greg Borum, and then Berner Center for Early Learning, Pisgah Legal Services, Claire Emma, and Just Economics. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the presentation and I'll turn it over to Phillip. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is, as Greg said, Phillip Hardin with Health and Human Services, and we are running the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. We received a direct allocation of rental assistance dollars directly from Treasury. And we've received two allocations, actually. The first one we received in January, and the second one we received in May. And they total probably a little over $15 million to do rental utility assistance. Started taking applications on March the 1st. We have been running the program from that point forward. These dollars can be used to pay for rent, utilities, broadband, and such. The criteria to be eligible for rental assistance dollars is the household has to be under 80% of the area median income. And for example, a household size of 4, that's $60,100 a year. For a household size of 1, that's $42,100 a year. You cannot be receiving benefits for that are paying what you're applying for already. So if you've already received some benefits to help you, say, pay rental arrearages, then we cannot pay those again. And the bigger piece of that for both of these programs is that in some way, shape, or form, we have to relate the ability to pay or the back rent to COVID, to the pandemic in some way. And that could be in a lot of different ways. Probably the easiest is job loss or receiving unemployment. If you lost a job or got reduced hours during the pandemic, then it would be COVID related. With the emergency rental assistance $2, there's a little more leeway with those dollars to basically say that if you had some kind of financial hardship during the pandemic or during COVID, then you might possibly be eligible. Payments will be made in most instances directly to providers such as landlords or Duke Power or Spectrum for broadband and such. We can pay arrearages. We can actually pay rent going forward. With ERA 1, we can pay for up to 12 months worth of assistance, and with ERA 2, it's actually up to 18 months worth of assistance. We could also pay security deposits if someone's in the process of moving, those kinds of things. And that would be rental security deposits, utilities security deposits, and such. Probably the easiest, there's two ways that you can go about applying. One way would be that you can go to the county website, buncombecounty.org, and click on the rental assistance article on the homepage of the county website. And that'll bring you up to some of the criteria for being eligible. And there's also an inquiry form on that page. And you can complete that inquiry form and you can mail that back to us. You can email it to us. There's an email address to where it can be mailed to. You can drop it off at our location at 40 Cox Avenue in Asheville. The other way that you can apply is you can call our call center at Economic Services, which is 250-5500, and just say that you want to apply for rental assistance, rental/utility assistance. And the person who takes your call will log you into our system and put you on the list. We've had probably around 3,000 inquiries for assistance right now as of today. And we're trying to work through those as quickly as possible, but it may take us a week or so to get back in touch with you. And so we encourage everyone who thinks they may be eligible to apply. With the eviction moratorium going away, these dollars are there to help residents of Buncombe County remain in their homes. And we still have a lot of dollars left to spend. And we do have until September of 2022 to spend the first allocation of dollars, and until September of 2025 to spend the second allocation of dollars. Greg, I believe that's all I have to say about rental assistance.
Thank you so much, Philip. We appreciate that. And we'll turn it over to Robin now.
Thank you. I'm Robin Merrill, Managing Attorney with Pisgah Legal Services. And first, I'd like to say thank you to Phillip Hardin and Buncombe County for taking on this program and devoting so many staff resources to make it work. What I would like for all of you to know is that a tenant does not have to leave a property without a court order saying that they are evicted. So when someone receives a notice saying you've got to pay $500 or move out, if they don't pay the $500, they don't actually have to move out until they have been given the court process. Many people think that they do. There are sometimes even landlords who can be confused about this, but any act that is designed to make a person leave a rental unit that is not a court order is actually illegal. So turning off utilities such as gas, electric, or water, physically removing people or their belongings, removing doors, threatening law enforcement, all of those things are illegal acts. If you find a tenant who is in that situation, they should call law enforcement if they're comfortable doing so. And they should also call Pisgah Legal Services. Because these activities are so illegal, often we can do quite a bit to help a tenant in that situation. I know that many people are concerned about having an eviction on their record. So they believe that they do need to move out when they get that notice and before court documents are actually filed against them. I understand that concern. It is valid, particularly in this very tight rental market that we live in. However, I think that each individual family has to make a decision for themselves. If they don't have a place to go, homelessness may be worse than having an eviction on their record. Living in their car, moving into an abusive situation, doubling up with family where they put that person's lease at risk. All of these things are things that need to be considered if they are better than having an eviction on a person's record. Sometimes those evictions can be explained. Other times I know that they cannot. But those are the things that people need to really think about before simply moving out, before going through the court process. In non-payment of rent cases, which is the kind of cases that the emergency rental assistance are designed to assist in, there are two distinct ways that they can go. And it really is a legal analysis to determine where people fit in terms of those two categories. There are a type of cases where if the person can pay what they owe, they can't be evicted. The court will say they have to be allowed to stay, and it's not in the landlord's discretion as to whether or not they accept that money. Then there's a whole other set of cases where it doesn't matter if the person can pay all the money that they owe, they still get evicted. And in that instance, that really does come into the landlord's discretion. They can take the money and let the person stay if they want to, but the court can't require them to do so. The analysis of these cases can be a little complex. And so I highly recommend that if you find a person in a non-payment of rent eviction scenario, that you please refer them to Pisgah Legal Services so that we can make that legal analysis for them and also evaluate any defenses that they may have and any counterclaims that they may have, such as living in substandard conditions. I would like to remind all of you that the unauthorized practice of law is a crime in North Carolina, and anyone engaging in it can be prosecuted. But even more than that, we're all trying to do the best that we can to help the people who come to us needing assistance. But the reality is that if you are not trained as an attorney, you may not be able to help these people know and utilize all the rights that they have. It can seem like common sense to work out situations between tenants and landlords, but the reality, the unfortunate reality, is that there's nothing really common sense at all about the law. It's far more complex than that. And none of us want to be in the circumstance where we think we have helped someone work out something to their benefit, only to find out later that some of the legal rights that they had available to them were waived and were not taken advantage of. And those legal rights could have put them in a better situation. So please, instead of trying to work these situations out between tenants and landlords, please refer people to Pisgah Legal Services. There are a variety of ways that you can do that. The easiest might be just to have someone call our main number, 828-253-0406. We do have Spanish-speaking operators who can take calls along with our English speakers. We also have an online application that is available in both English and Spanish by going to www.pisgahlegal.org and clicking on Apply for Help. It is perfectly fine with us if someone helps someone else fill that out. It does not have to be the person who needs the assistance themselves. And finally, if you have questions or you're not sure if it's a good referral or not, please feel free to reach out to me directly by emailing Robin, R-O-B-I-N, at pisgahlegal.org. I will be happy to try to answer your questions and help you refer appropriate cases to us, because we would very much like to help everyone in the community and stop all the evictions that we possibly can. Thanks.
I want to say thanks again to both Robin and Philip for being with us today, and encourage everyone to help spread the word about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, how people can apply, and also to refer folks to Pisgah Legal Services. As Robin said, we'll have links to that posted on the website. And thank you again for your time today. And thanks everyone for both of y'all's work in working to keep people in housing.